Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? It's Dakota Fishman here, and today I wanted to kind of go over a couple of things. And one is I got Goblin, and I decided to go down the path of getting Goblin first. Now, my recommendation for like medium pay to play and free to play is you're gonna have to start off with one familiar at a time. Now, that's kind of crummy, right? But the reason why I decided to pick Goblin is because I'm a Cav player, and so I use a majority of my time sending cavalry attacks. Now, if you're a rally trap, now I know the last video some people were asking about this, and they were like, okay, if I'm a rally trap, what should I use? Here's my 2 cents on that, all right? The way these particular familiars work, right? You got Trickstar, you got Jim and Gremlin, you got there's a little bit of choices involved in that, right? And the thing about it is, at least in regards to picking these, right, they only activate until 10% of your troops have fallen, and then they stack, and then they stack. That means really the only time you're ever going to notice this work really well for you is if the odds are pit against you. So that'll happen a lot of the time if you're like rallying a really heavy, large rally target, or if you're going to hit somebody that is really big and you're sending 375,000. Chances are you're probably going to be using these three familiars to increase the amount of damage you do. But if you are someone that wants to trap, okay, then you're going to have to start picking familiars like Pyrrhus. Because Pyrrhus, you don't have that 10% crap. It starts right from the beginning. And I would say Pyrrhus is probably the best, if not the best, for any trap, or really anybody in general, because really what that gives you is a 60% boost to your hero's tactic skills. Okay, that means basically now you're going to be increasing your squad attack, which, as you all already probably know, 350% plus another 60 is a good chunk. Like, that's a bit you want to get. I think everybody should start out with getting Pyrrhus. And from there, I would say your best bet then would probably be to start picking the familiars basically all in the Pack 1 and Pack 2 tree, because really most of those, they start at the beginning. Now, I would say it's still too early. I think a lot of people are already starting to go, well, this has got to be the ones that we got to get. Look, here's my 2 cents on this. There are still a handful of familiars that do not have army talents yet, and until they do, I really don't think we have a fair say in what is good and is bad right now. So I think for the people that are investing into this really early on, I think it looks great on the outside, isn't so great in the long term. But if you're going to get some, I would say Jazik is nice, because the one thing I like about Jazik is it's going to reduce HP. Okay, any or every single familiar that's dropping HP by a certain amount, like these that draw increase by 15, don't even bother. I really wouldn't bother with those. But like the ones that drop 40% enemy HP, that's a big benefit that I think almost anybody to everybody could use. I wouldn't worry about the defense. Don't worry about those. I don't think there's really much to gain there. I mean, yeah, it's 15%, cool, but not a big deal. Don't really care. But those are the familiars that, like, I think, even like in case of Curious, where it's 15% across the board, right? But it's still 15% compared to 40%. It's a pretty noticeable difference. But that's my 2 cents on that. Like, if you're gonna start picking familiars, pick the ones that drop enemy HP by 40%, and pick the one called Pyrrhus, and you'll probably thank me later. Now, I won't lie. Okay, yeah, there are some like Tempestite where you can stun an enemy squad for 8 seconds when 10% of your troops have fallen. That might be useful, but I doubt it. Because I say that because it's not long term. It's not gonna make a huge dent. Once you lose 10% of your troops, you're probably already getting hurt pretty goddamn bad to begin with. Like, most of these are only good if you're really, really, really wanting to get hurt, or you're really in a bad position to begin with. That's just my 2 cents on the current setup with familiars. Now, of course, if you're wondering, well, how does the, Goblin familiars stack out on like a Dark Nest, like how does that work? I did decide to go against some level 5s. With only 2 people. Okay, and we wanted to see kind of like what could you expect with that. So we're just going to go down here real fast. I'm going to see if I can find one. Now it's like, here, this is when I first tried it, right? Now, again, the odds were stacked against me on this level 5, right? But the thing about it is even though I've only got mine upgraded to level 2, which means I spent 80 the first time and then 24 orbs after that, which at 3,000 a pop, that's about roughly about 200,000 gems. It's 125 or something like that. Either way, the point is, it's a lot of gems to begin with. Now, obviously, as you can tell, the wall is, taking up most of our time because, again, there's only 2 of us. 300 stacks of tier 4 isn't going to get through a whole lot of anything, especially on a level 5 darkness. But we thought, oh, hell, let's see what the actual, familiars are able to do. So, as you can see, here goes the first batch. That's 14%. That's a good chunk, right? It's definitely not a bad thing. Then another 14%, so it goes up to 28. Again, it's a good chunk, right? And then it goes up again, and that's 42%. Like, hey, that's not too bad, 42%. But then the morale drops, and basically the gain of it is pretty slim. And I think you're going to find that that's going to be a reoccurring thing with the familiars. Like, yes, you're going to get a bonus out of it, and yes, you're going to do a little bit more damage than you would have normally, but it's still not going to change the fact that, like, if you're hitting range on cavalry, it's not going to make any difference. You're still going to get your ass kicked. Okay, but if you're like somebody that's hitting somebody with like infantry and they just have a lot of it, then it's going to help you. And I think that's really the main goal with these familiars is that's what it's for attacking, speaking. But if you want an overall benefit, go for Pyrrhus. And I say that because I don't have to do the stats on this to know that if it starts at the beginning of the battle and you're getting a 60% increase to SWAT attack right off the bat, that's probably going to be right at or just as good as Jim and Griblin and Goblin right off the get-go without really doing any testing. I can tell you right from the get-go that that's already going to be better than what had you not had it. Okay, but the main thing with these familiars, especially in my case, is I have to go through and get Pyrrhus upgraded. Now, obviously, I will get Pyrrhus at some point, but I'm more concerned about like what's going to happen when Grim Reaper gets a talent, or what happens if Bon Appetit or Gargantua gets some talents. There's a handful of familiars still that don't have army talents, and frankly, because I have Blackwing at Elder, I'd really like to know when this familiar is going to get talent, if it ever does, because that, for me personally, is going to be the game changer. When they start to add familiar abilities like for Gryphon or Helldrader, that is when people are going to start to shake. It's going to shake the current setup, and there's no telling what they'll be able to do. But of course, if you're wondering, like what have I been doing? I'm currently in Kingdom 181, so things have been kind of calm and quiet. We're just doing some darkness and stuff like that over here. We are kind of like looking for some people to join. So if you are interested in joining a guild, all I ask is that you're not a million might, like I kind of expect you're at least 10 million might, at least a little, and then more importantly, you have to go through one princess and you need to respect one princess. Okay, if this is your thing. But even still, needless to say, I just wanted to point out that, with the way things are right now, I haven't been doing a whole lot of anything. So of course you guys probably could guess it, but yes, One Piece Revenge did get 0. Okay, so One Piece Revenge is no longer a trap, and it's going back to being a garrison trap, and so I will probably be doing some garrison traps in the near future. Now, I did decide to skip this Baron War, but there is a good chance that I might go for Chalice. I don't know. But again, with the way the events have been going and everything, it's just right now, it's just kind of it's a temporary period where I'm just kind of trying to decide what to do and how to do it. Of course, if you guys want to know about the limited challenges and you want some advice on these, just let me know in the comment section below. If you want me to do videos on this, just let me know. But needless to say, I hope you guys are okay with this particular update, and just hopefully the overall information I have given you is somewhat helpful. And well, needless to say, I'll see you guys next time.